Hello and welcome back to Mr. Lamb Science Corner. The element today is neon. The element symbol named neon. The symbol for the element is Ne, which is very reasonable considering the words neon. The atomic number is 10. The atomic weight is 20.2. So the most common isotope is uh, neon 1020, or neon 20 as we would call it. And but it does have other isotopes naturally found, or would not have the weight of 20.2. Okay, so neon itself was discovered by Sir William Ramsay, whose name you'll hear uh, again and again, because he basically discovered the entire, almost the entire column over here. Now, he did not discover helium, but he basically discovered, and I don't think I know he didn't discover, this is a placeholder name, I can't remember what it is, quite frankly. But it has a different name, but this is not new enough to have it. I'll find it when I need it. Uh, but he discovered neon, argon, krypton, and I believe xenon. So he's basically the father of the noble gases, because these all are pretty unreactive. We have been able to get xenon and radon to react with fluorine, which we know is the most reactive element. Um, and so you have to push real hard, and high pressure, high temperature, just the most extreme conditions you could possibly come up with. And they will, like, for example, xenon will make xenon tetrafluoride. Uh, but our neon has, I don't think has ever, they've ever done anything with. Okay, the name itself means new, and since it was discovered just after krypton, what Ramsay did was he took a bunch of gas, air, and cooled it enough to where it turned into a liquid. And he just basically took the whole mix of air and condensed it to a liquid. And then by letting it boil off at very carefully adjusted stages, you could separate the gases. And he did this first with krypton, which we'll talk about in a bit when we get to krypton. And he also discovered neon. Now, neon has, it's kind of interesting because we talk about all these neon colors, and we've got neon yellow and neon green and neon pink and neon purple and all these neon colors, and none of which, except one, are neon. And I wish that I had the equipment uh, to show you that, but quite frankly, you can find it on the internet quite easily. Uh, but if you take a sample of neon and run an electric current through it at very high voltage, it will glow with a distinctive color. It's basically giving off the spectrum. Um, and the spectrum of neon is almost entirely orange and reds. And so it gives off a very brilliant color of orange red. And they used this because neon was relatively easy to find. You only needed a very small quantity, and you could put it into tubes, and you could bend the tubes into all kinds of different shapes, and so you could have a sign, and it was very commonly glowed orange red, and said things like beer and whatnot, uh, and you would find it was so commonly done that when they started making other colors, they called them neon too. And so that's why we have all these different neon colors. They're not neon. They're different gases inside. The one color that you get off of neon is this orange-red color. So, it was also, I wanted to say it was also discovered 1898. And with that, we're just going to call it quits. Thank you very much.